this is John for MTG Nexus doing a little bit of a short stream here, as long as my voice kind of holds up. Working on some Izzet Prowess for tonight's Manatraders series. As a friendly reminder, if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to the channel over on YouTube, giving us a follow here on Twitch, and subscribing to the channel here on Twitch if you really like this type of content. So, Izzet Prowess, with the printings of Sprite Dragon and Stormwing Entity, there's more and more of an incentive to move away from just the mono red base or the red white base for something like Lurrus, or red black base for Blurrus, instead opting to use cards like Sprite Dragon and Stormwing Entity to try to close out the game fairly quickly. In addition to Soulscar Mage and Monastery Swiftspear, as well as Sprite Dragon and Stormwing Entity, a couple copies of Brazen Borrower in this list are kind of a nod to Chalice in the main deck, as well as being able to play a little bit more of an instant speed game with Brazen Borrower. Beyond that, you're playing some amount of ops, some gut shots, lava darts, lightning bolts, and wild slashes in the main deck. The main things to turn on Stormwing Entity are gut shot and Metamorphose. There are no copies of Mutagenic Growth or anything in this particular list, so really just the 6 ways to turn on Stormwing Entity on turn 2. Beyond that, you have things like Opt, Metamorphose, Light Up the Stage, and Stormwing Entity to give you card selection as well as card draw. And then beyond that, that's kind of the main deck. Sideboard, you have some Ether Gusts for the red mirrors, also decent, okay-ish against Uro piles. Braids when you need to have answers to Chalice in addition to Brazen Borrower. A couple copies of Kozilek's Return, pretty good against creature mirrors, especially Burn, and some of the other ones like Death and Taxes and such. We don't have that much toughness on the back end of their things, including their protection from red things, which Devoid on Kozilek's Return gets around. 3 copies of Ravenous Trap, pretty good against specifically Dredge. 1 copy of Ravenous Trap, or 1 copy of Dismember here for some type of the bigger stuff, like Goyce and such. Couple copies of Endilion Click when you need a little bit more disruption. 2 copies of Mystical Dispute for any type of blue decks you might run against. So, see how long my voice holds up today. Started actually losing it in the last hour or so. So, I was kind of hoping for a longer stream tonight, but I don't think that's going to happen. Waiting for Levi 5. Good luck. Skins is interesting, but a bit slow. I guess we keep it. Pass turn to our opponent here. Some type of red mirror. Going to play the Sprite Dragon this turn. I'm really smelling a Lightning Bolt or a Lava Dart or something, so I want to try to draw out the looks like we're playing against the mirror match. Wow. Guess they're playing a Stormling Entity themselves? Don't really like playing this like this. What's up, Zurakai? How are you? Bit of an awkward keep here, and we're going to probably get punished pretty badly here. So, no. I kept a little bit of an awkward hand and ran into the mirror match, so... Glad you're doing well. Hey, you're welcome, sweet liberties. Hope all is well for you, too. I think, unfortunately, we're losing game one here. Stormling Entities getting stuck in our hand. In some ways, I think these Stormling Entities are a lot like Chandra's Incinerators. Like, there are some really awkward hands with the cards sometimes. Probably dead here. Well, I don't know if it's a perfect comparison, but they both require setups to be good. So, yeah, sure. Alright, for the mirror match, we probably want the Ether Gusts. Beyond that, like, theoretically, we might want a Braid. Kozilek's Return, not so much. Vendilion Click, not the right matchup. Mystical Dispute, that's kind of questionable. Really don't like Guts. I don't know, maybe I'm just gun shy. Yeah, the only problem with that one is you have to lower your own life total as well as your opponent's. So it could be good. Like, I'm not saying it's not, but it's a weird card. Get rid of a couple of the ops. How you doing tonight, Ando? How's my voice coming through? Because I feel like quite a bit hoarse myself. This hand seems fine. Not a ton of interaction, but Ether Gust is pretty reasonable. Probably Shock on Steam Vents, even though obviously it deals us more damage. Because we're going to need a blue source for turn 2 one way or the other. Whether we're holding up Aether Gust or playing Sprite Dragon, so... Well, yeah, I know I still have some voice, but I'm definitely lost some of it. So, I wanted to do a long stream tonight because I'm supposed to be going back to work at some point in the near future. I'm finally cleared, but having some issues with... Do I call their bluff? Probably not. Especially when we saw mutagenic growth out of them game 1. Mutagenic growth and got shot. Alright, at least I don't have to fetch here. Yep, looks like they had the gut shot to blow us out last turn anyway. You know, try as I might, I really haven't been a huge fan of these Izzet and the Izzet decks. I'm not sure why, it just doesn't feel quite... Dragon's Claw seems poorly positioned in the mirror match. The deck's insane. I've kind of shied away from Obosh Prowess because mainly because number 1 it's Hayashi's kind of thing anyway, number 1, and number 2 a lot of other people have been giving it screen time, so I might be playing it more once the changeover happens for the leagues when Zendikar comes out. Probably going to be playing some more leagues than I had been. Seems like a pretty good setup. It's a pretty good deck. I mean, the problem I seem to have lately is I can't do anything better than a 3-2 in a league. Like, I've had leagues where I start out 3-0 and then end up 3-2ing. I've had a lot of, like, close to 4-1s, and then just kind of doing the thing. But yeah, Hayashi's been doing quite a bit of work with his own prowess lists. If you like his kind of content, it's Magic Matt, I believe, is the YouTube. I think we just try to abrade the Stormwing entity here. Even if they used a spell to pump it, it'll die because of Soulscar Mage next turn. But yeah, it's a good deck. I tend to stay away from stuff that other people are doing just from a try to maximize content standpoint. Like, I was playing a bit more Jund and such when Grimflare wasn't doing as much content, and then when he started like firing back up now this last month or so, I haven't been doing as much like Jund related stuff. It's really hard to like carve out a niche for like content creation without stepping on somebody else's toes. So be interested to see what they do with this Swift Spear. They do card on top and one card on bottom. Put it on bottom. Okay. Yeah, Modern as a whole has just gotten super, super, super grindy. And a lot of it's just matchup based. Like, I finished the other Burn League, and the final two matches were another Eldrazi Tron list, and then Red-White Land Destruction. So it was like 40 minutes of absolute living Hades. Well, it's not even... No, actually, it seems like it's the opposite. I honestly think it's more along the lines of... Like, you can die on turn 3, don't get me wrong. But it's more like... I don't know. Like, when even some of my Burn Leagues are lasting 2 hours, it's like, yeah, I honestly think Legacy might be less grindy than Modern right now. And I'm saying that as someone whose primary Legacy deck right now is an Uro Oko pile. Alright, let's hope we hit something good here. That doesn't really qualify as something good. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be built as an Uro pile, but I really think if you're going to maximize Gilded Goose, that it really has to be an Oko pile. And Uro is just... Like, Uro is a nice add-on. Like, having... I think the 3-3-3 split on that deck is pretty nice. Like, the 3 Shardless Agent, the 3 Uro, and the 3 Oko. And we're dead, right? Or at least pretty close to it. It's like, I don't know why you wouldn't attack there. Like, you've already killed... Well, actually, we haven't gone through any Swift Spears yet, have we? Sprite Dragon. Good chance we're dead here, but... holding this guy back isn't going to really do us a whole lot. Of course you have the other... Oh, mutagenic growth. Yep. Maybe I'm not supposed to auto-pass there to give them some pause, but like... I think they know we would have killed it when we had the chance. Tarmarindo. They have a qualifying screen, and you have a 2-week time frame to try to qualify. You have to have, if you play 10 matches or more, you have to have a 70% win percentage. If you play 20 matches or more, 65, and if you play 30 matches or more, you have to have a 60% win percentage to qualify for the Swiss, which is on a Saturday at the end of the month, and then the Fourlander. I think we got to mulligan this. Do we mulligan this? I think I'm going to keep. Seems a little risky, I know, but I think I'm going to keep this hand. Then if you make top 8, you play top 8 on Sunday. And then there's like this incentive board for like the top 20 during the qualifying rounds. So, yeah, you can play all kinds of different decks. And the prizes are really small for non-subscribers to Manatraders. Basically, they're trying to incentivize you to subscribe to their service, which makes sense. You know, they're putting on the tournament as an advertisement for their own stuff. So, what you got? So, amulet of some kind? Awkward. So we're up against Titan of some kind. Probably one Ether Gusts. I guess we could consider Vendilion Clicks. And maybe a Dismember for, like, whatchamacallit, 2/4 Dryad. Try it like that. Yeah, I almost of the various. I honestly more use this for like playing decks without having the like. This hand's just weird. I think we keep this hand, but once again we need to draw like some number of spells. But one drop hands are really kind of hard to pass up. Now, our opponent might have Engineered Explosives in their 75, but like this is kind of like the nuts hand, especially if we draw a couple spells to trigger them on like turn 2. Oopsie. Okay. Yeah. Oops. But yeah, I use it to play decks without the the pressure of like leagues and such. Which, don't get me wrong, I like leagues, but the formatting of the combined leagues is a little rough, especially if you've been on like a not so great run of late. You're just like, don't like putting $10 into the slot machine sometimes. And this, I at least know people are trying because they want to qualify, so I'm still getting a fairly decent level of competition, while at the same time, alright, Lava Dart's pretty nice here. Give them a chance to block, see if they do. Alright, they choose not to, that's fine. Dryad, yep. Probably play Gruul Turf now, which means we can get Titan next turn. So force a block. Too bad we don't have another mountain this turn, or we could just kill them outright. Yeah. Even with a Titan, I think they're going to be hard-pressed to no. Land drop 4, gun down our entire board. Okay. Never mind. It's because they could have gone land 4 with the castle, cast Titan, go get Valakut and Valakut Vesuva, gun down our entire board. So, thankful a little bit there that our opponent punted on turn 1. How's everyone doing tonight? Hope everything is going well for everybody. Alright, we are paired against ZX Rogue. I believe I've played before, but I don't remember what they were on. Sure, good luck here. Select to play first. So that's fine. Hand's a little bit awkward with the double storm wings. I think the sequencing is going to be Swift Spear, or not Swift Spear, Soul Scar, turn 2 Manamorphose into Stormwing, and then kind of go from there. Alright, so we're up against a Nausem. Not good. Choosing speed over card quality at the moment. Didn't even see them suspend the Lotus Bloom, but that means we're probably dead on 4. As far as sideboard stuff, we have a couple of Abrades, a couple of Vendilion Clicks, and some Mystical Disputes, maybe. And Clicks aren't necessarily guaranteed because they're likely to bring in, so they have turn 2 Phyrexian Unlife, cool. I think we want Manamorphose and try to hit more gas. Gonna be hard pressed to kill them next turn because we would need to deal them 6 damage before combat to kill them, and that's if they don't have a Grace here. Yep, we have Grace. Nice part is with holding this Wild Slash, if they don't have the combo this turn, we get to Losses Oracle, game over. Good old-fashioned die on turn 2. Or 4, I mean. Like I said, we're going to bring in the clicks, because this is the kind of matchup they're good in, but a good portion of our opponent's hands are going to have Leyline of Sanctity. Mystical Dispute's a thing, maybe. Got shots. Okay, maybe Wild Slash is kind of garbage. Stormwing Entity's a little bit slow. Maybe Shave and Opt. Because they likely have Bontu's Reckoning and Last Reckoning and Leyline they'll bring in, which means they might not have Pact of Negation to stop a counterspell from, especially since they like to sometimes go for the Thassa's Oracle play. Sounds fine. Turn 1 Swift Spear, turn 2 Stormwing Entity. See if they have a bloom. Okay. A little bit awkward, but I still think we go with Stormwing Entity here. Not going all in this turn, but I am going to at least apply a little bit of pressure to their life total with these, with Lava Dart here. Also got to remember we cannot counter Angel's Grace, no matter if we have 3 mana up or not. Simian Spirit Guide's mildly annoying. Can I deal lethal here? Guess we start with opt. That's lethal, right? Alright. That was a game we absolutely had to win, especially on the play. Now on the draw. Is there anything to reevaluate? Don't think so. Ether Gust doesn't actually hit anything in their deck other than Lightning Storm, and that's like their alternative kill con most of the time now. Dismember is not that great. Ravenous Trap, they're not a graveyard deck. Wild Slash is the worst of our burn spells, both in terms of prowess triggers and mana efficiency. And then Kozilek's Return, obviously, not the matchup for that. Guess we keep, especially on the draw. It's got a lot of stuff we want to see. Don't think it's a great hand by any means, especially if they have Leyline. But there's a lot of good draws from here. Light Up the Stage is pretty good on turn 2 if we draw it. Another 1-drop would be good. And I think just keeping a 7 really incentivizes our opponent to be aggressive with their mulligans. And then Nausem is a resource deck. They have to have 6 mana or the various pieces of the combo. It's like a 2 or 3 card combo, depending on which version they're going for. Draw an island, which is pretty bad overall, but still reasonable. Like, we'd really want to hit like a Stormwing Entity or a Swift Spear next turn. Would be like ideal, especially before we blow the Manamorphose to fix our mana a little bit. Because Prowess really gets its power in multiple Prowess guys, not just one trying to deal with chain. Really hard for one creature with enough burn spells to chain damage. Opponent's really tanking on the Serum Visions. Another mountain, huh? That's awkward. If I'd gone for blue there, I could have Vendilion clicked them. Maybe screwed them up a little bit. Actually, no, I couldn't, because I would have to hold the thing, huh? I have a feeling they're going to have to set up the Thassa's Oracle kill, and that one is a bit more tricky to manage for them because it requires Grace plus... Okay, it looks like they have Pentad Prism here. That really doesn't... I really don't want Counterspell sitting on their radar here, but I'm going to have to hold up the Mystical Dispute this turn. And then next turn maybe we can click them. Opponent was trying to go to the second main phase, see if we auto-passed. I think they're really trying to go for the Thassa's Oracle kill. Seems like what they have going on here. The nice part with them being so choked on mana is they can't go for the traditional kill because that requires 6 mana, especially since they burn a Simian Spirit Guide. As ridiculous as Vendilion Click looks in 2020, I'm kind of glad it's in our sideboard in this matchup. Wow. Means they got to go for pack next turn, so... Looks like they left in... That's fine. If they have a second pact here, obviously we could die. But... we're threatening lethal next turn, so they have to do something this turn. Concession? Wow. Nice. The Nausem is traditionally one of Red Aggro's worst matchups, so to steal a win there. So we are 3-1 tonight? No, 2-1 tonight. Play at least one more match with Izzet here. Waiting for Davy Gravy. Oh, friendo. Oh, never mind. Freaking idiot. I'm supposed to join theirs. I'm like, oh, never mind. I'm supposed to join theirs. Derp-a-derp-a-derp. Okie dokie. Opponent's mulliganing to 6. This hand's a pretty easy keep for us. Third land's not ideal, especially it being an island, but we have the one drop opt hand, so. Opponent's mulliganing to 5, so my money is Tron or Dredge. Aaron Mesa pass. City of Brass Stomping Ground. Anybody have any ideas? Yeah, that would definitely be a Dredge opening, wouldn't it? Dredge opening with a terrible... Yeah, but even some of the old Dredge versions were playing like 1 or 2 City of Brass, 1 or 2 Mana Confluence. But yeah, it's probably Smiting Helix version. Just nothing, huh? I say I don't think we can present lethal this turn, so Outlet to the bottom, Manamorphose to the top. Alright, so if we presume they're on Dredge, which they may have deliberately kind of tanked to avoid us seeing their... Definitely want the Raft Traps. Ether Guest would be much more tempting on the play than on the draw. Just being able to tag, like, a Cathartic Reunion or something. Kozilek's Return might be worth it, especially on the draw. Just being able to clean up all their random idiots. Like, it kills, I think, everything but Amalgam. Amalgam and Ox, if they even run Ox in that version. I know it kills Silver Smoot. Probably not interested in Gut Shots here. Probably can shave on Stormwing Entity. Like, I like Stormwing, but when you're shaving on free spells, I think you need to shave on Stormwing. Don't think we keep the 4-land, no graveyard hate hand. I guess we keep this hand, put back Sprite Dragon? Okay, Dredge confirmed. Okay, Amalgam. Amalgam Ox. If Cathartic, we're probably okay. Holy shriekhorns, Batman. Suffice to say, danger, danger. They really should be doing this at the end of my first main phase in case they hit there's the chill. So they're going to get... Oh, they're bringing back Ox this turn. Oof. I think we can safely concede at this point. Not sure if you're supposed to board an Aether Gust in this matchup or not, but it definitely feels like a card that could get him in some spots. Can we keep a hand once again with no graveyard hate and just try to race them? Especially with this basic island, I don't think so. This hand's just complete garbage. Guess we should have kept the, I doubt it. Alright, I mean, I guess that we keep this hand. Huh. Okay. So their hand is what? 2, 3, 4, 5. It's unlikely they have another. So that was kind of insane. Huh. This is an interesting 3-1 run with the deck. Beating a couple of rough matchups. I still can't help but feel this deck is inconsistent compared to some of the other variants, but really kind of hard to argue with that set of game results. Yeah. 3-1, what more could you want, right? I think I'm gonna switch over to another deck for now. Decide what we're gonna do.